I'm disappointed. I really am. I don't even know if I could call it hate or anger. Chet just really let me down. I'm not an OKC fan by any means, although I did have $20 riding on this game, so someone owes me a Jackson. But you know what? In this case, I'll just take it in fives. I don't want to be that guy, that loser fan from his couch, eating junk food, saying, why doesn't Chet post up more? I don't have any basketball ability, and I'm not here to tell Chet what he should or shouldn't do with his time. But man, you gotta have some pride. I mean, you got to. As a man, as a human being, how do you not have that in you to say, I'm gonna win or I'm gonna die trying? He did neither. I don't know how that's possible in a game 7, but he did neither. Two shots. Two shots. In today's day of the efficiency craze, it feels so weird to get mad at a player for not shooting more. I think everyone would have rather he shot 1 for 10. Now, don't get me wrong, Twitter still would have obliterated him. But it's something. It's some sort of effort. And not only was it only 2 shots, it was 2 shots in the first 2.5 minutes. And then that's it. Not one time. There's not one single time where you can get the matchup you want. Or at the very least, go at Wemby. Look, I get it. He's tall. He's one of the most lethal rim protectors we've ever seen. But dog, you're 7'1", okay? You're 7'1". You're 7'1". To fear another man in that way, to be scared to drive to the paint as a 7-footer yourself, I don't get it. Like, is Wemby not human? I know we say he's an alien, but genuinely, are y'all not the same? Do y'all not operate on the same plane? If you prick him, does he not bleed? If you tickle him, does he not laugh? If you poison him, does he not die? And if you wrong him, shall he not revenge? You guys are one and the same, but you treat him like you're superior, and it's pathetic. You know the one time Chet got him? The one time he got him was in the U19 game, where he won by 2 points, but really he didn't get him because Wemby should have been the MVP. Is that it? Are you going to be that guy who peaked in high school, who hangs on to those achievements forever?
I'm revisiting. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm revisiting.
Why are you here? You graduated and you
I'm just revisiting.
I've always wanted him to succeed. Ever since I saw this tall, lanky kid at Gonzaga, I picked you to win the national championship. Again, I knew absolutely nothing about college ball. And someone should have told me that the top picks don't usually go very far in the tournament. I'm pretty sure in the last decade, the only eventual top 5 picks to make the national championship would be DeAndre Hunter and Stephon Castle.
Are you sure about that?
Gonzaga has time to do something. Sox for the win.
And it's not often that I get interested in prospects, but he was one of them. But then again, I was also interested in Mo Bamba and Jarrett Culver. And hold on, there's going to be another one that comes tonight. I did quite like Marvin Bagley. So clearly, I don't know what I'm talking about. You get to the league, and you're the second pick. And I thought he should have been first. I liked him more than Paolo. So let me get this straight. You miss your rookie year. So you really have the chance to go mano a mano with Wemby. You were the number 2 pick. He's now the number 1 pick. Well, guess what? 3 years later, he's the rookie of the year. He's the young phenom. He's the DPOY. Despite the fact that you on your own could be a generational defender, this guy's just better. In every aspect of basketball, he's better. But that's okay, because it's Victor Wembanyama. There might come a day where we agree that there is no one in the history of basketball who is better than Victor Wembanyama. Now, I wouldn't bet on that, but it's a possibility. But you know what you can't teach? You know what you can match someone in? Effort is the one thing on the basketball court that no matter what, no matter your height, no matter your size, no matter your weight, no matter your pure ability, it's effort. And Chet didn't have that. And he is such a phenomenal defender. I will give him that. He had 2 blocks in this game. But it doesn't matter, because you are not Rudy Gobert. You were the number 2 overall pick. You were hyped as a young prospect. You carry yourself in a way, and you're part of a young core that portrays you as offensively talented, offensively capable at the very least. You have to be able to slide in as a second option, if need be. Sure, you want to be third behind J-Dub? Fine. But Dub wasn't there. They needed you, and you didn't show up. He's also in a very fortunate situation where he plays for OKC. Meaning this rivalry between him and Wemby should have been, well, Wemby's getting the stats and the accolades, but I'm getting the rings. That was supposed to be your trump card, man. That's what Paul Pierce had over LeBron in the 2000s. I no disrespect to the truth, but we all know LeBron was a much better basketball player, but Paul could hold his own, and he had his boys alongside him. And Chet couldn't even capitalize. You should not be losing this early into the start of the Spurs' ascension. You weren't supposed to lose this series. Not yet. But you did. But you know what, Chet? My advice to you, as someone who's a whole foot shorter than you, and wouldn't even get to be the water boy on a college team, get some shots up. And yes, that's a double entendre because he should have got some more shots up in that game, and he needs to get shots up in the offseason. If not for you, then do it for your teammates. Do it for your coaches. Do it for the state of Oklahoma. Have some pride, man. Have some pride. This is pathetic. I didn't really see much of a need to recap the game, but just to give some quick thoughts. Wemby, my goodness, I can't believe he's already taken his team to the finals. They are way, way ahead of schedule. This is terrifying. The rest of the team played very well. Julian Champagny, what an unexpected hero. From getting cut by Philly so they could make space for Mac McClung to compete in the dunk contest, to now this. They really cut a guy who just hit 6 threes in a conference finals game 7 for an all-star festivity. They also traded Jared McCain for the 30th pick and cut Isaiah Joe. How about that? The young guys on the Spurs, the even younger than Wemby guys, showing that they're built for the moment is so promising. Because with Wemby, you expected his game to translate to the playoffs, maybe some issues here and there. But for Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper to be great in their own right, like I said, the league should be terrified. And Luke Cornett, I mean, the stat sheet says 6 minutes and 0 for 3 from the field, but that block was one of the most unexpected, one of the greatest things I think I've ever seen. I always hate having to watch a big get a steal and drive to the basket because it's just so sluggish, but I always figure they're just going to get a foul at least. Not on Luke's watch. What an awesome signing for them in the offseason. And as for OKC, Shea did not have enough help this game. At all. Alex Caruso, way too much offensive responsibility, but in his defense, with no Dub and essentially no Chet on offense, he didn't have much of a choice. Case and Wallace kept him in it in the fourth quarter. I got to give McCain respect, although he hasn't been super efficient this series. At least he tries to create his own shot. I can't fault the guy who wants to alleviate some pressure off their superstar because you know damn well the 7-footer ain't doing it. But Shea, man, I'm not an OKC fan. I'm not a Shea fan. But I'm just sad they lost this game because this performance is going to go to waste. But I guess even unfinished masterpieces make it to the Louvre, so maybe we'll remember this one. But he was just so in control. Watching him play was just an unreal experience. It felt like every play, every possession, he was making the right read. He was hitting ridiculously tough shots. And that's where I think the hatred of NBA fans goes a little too far. You can hate on the flopping, you can call it unethical, whatever it is, but in a game where he wasn't getting that, and he was just legitimately phenomenal and proving why he is still the best scorer in the league, it deserves some credit. No one's going to give him it, so I will. I had a really fun time watching SJ cook tonight. And a lot of it's not even going to show up in the highlights because his teammates weren't finishing the plays. Although he did struggle a little in the series, definitely a cause for concern. Chet Holmgren, man. No more oxtails. No more do-rags. Just lock in.
That's all, folks.